to start recording so I don't miss any of this. But as I was just saying, you have a couple people for you on the other side, my dear. Okay, and you say Ryan, and Ryan resonates as the younger male that passes suddenly, unexpectedly, in a tragic way, and he kind of says the situation got out from underneath him. That's what Ryan says. I do see an older male. He says he's like a father figure. He had a hard time walking toward the end and passed of something medical. He's older here on the other side, and then I won't get too far off track, but just so we have a good start here, just so we have a really great start, is I do feel this female here on the other side as well. She said she was taken care of at the end of her life. So she says thank you to anyone who took care of her. She tells me pretty clearly that she had something similar to cancer, but I would say it's just a medical underlying condition that declines her over time, and maybe someone was taking care of her as well. So the female's a primary guardian angel, the older male's a secondary guardian angel, and now to who you want to talk to, who is Ryan. Sometimes I have to get through a few people and your card looks like this in 30 seconds or less, okay? Sometimes that's how it is when I try to, because I don't want to, when I get nervous to do readings still, I want to do a good job, so sometimes I pull in a little too much energy, but we get there. Anyways, so with this Ryan, let's go ahead and zoom back in. He tells me he passes before his time, suddenly, unexpectedly, tragically. He says it's like a situation that gets out of control. Like, let's say you're doing, I don't know, you could, just the random analogy I get is like jet skiing on the water, and then all of a sudden you grab too much air and whoop, it flips. So it's like a situation that's a situation that essentially flips out of control. He says he doesn't expect it to end the way that it does. It's a little surprising just how fast it flipped in the other direction. It was something consistent, but maybe he thought he had more clearance or more time or hold on, I got to do the puzzle piece. Boom. So let me know how this resonates with Ryan. He is now taking responsibility for this, and then tells me he hasn't been gone that long, and that's why he needed the other two spirits to bring him through. So this could indicate under 5 years, or closer to 1 or 2 years, but under 5 for sure. Thank you. I got this shirt from Shein. I appreciate you. Bam. Who is this to you? And I think someone has an item of his clothing. He's like, or a piece of me. Or a piece of his vehicle or something. So I say item of clothing. He kind of shows me a hat. But we will see what you have to say. That's so badass that you could do this. I've been trying. Okay, she's like, I have all of the above. Okay, beautiful. He is speaking loud and clear to you. And not only do you have him, you got the validation of the older male, the validation of the older female. Tell me, how did Ryan end up passing? Who is he to you? I haven't made that guess on who he is to you yet. You guys, I don't know. It's definitely a good soul connection. I can't tell. Definitely fits in the category of best friend. You can have brother best friend, you can have boyfriend best friend. So definitely have the best friend category. Let me know how he ends up passing. He said, the moment I was passing, as soon as I heard it, I understood that something was catastrophic at that point. It wasn't more than hearing something, a brief sensation, and it was done. Could have been like, oh, I heard my tires blow up, then I felt my car flip, and then it was done. It could have been anything, but it was heard it happen, sense it happen, done. Yeah, gotta know. I gotta stop adding. I gotta know. Hi, Mandy. Thank you for your follow. I appreciate you being here, my dear. Am I being filtered? Yes, you are being filtered. So if you would like to, Dennis Calvin, if you had $5,000, you would know your time's better worth it than hunting people down out of someone's comment section, you big idiot. Anyways, some people's kids, am I right? Oh my goodness. Megan! So he does talk about that situation getting out of control. He does talk about, taking that full responsibility for it. He definitely says that, in order to cross through a little better, the female and the male had to bring him through. He's over there with them on the other side. It was a situation that got out of control, and he didn't necessarily intend for it to happen. And it happened in a tragic way. And then he says he heard it like car tires blowing up, and like boom, and then he felt the sensation of the car flipping, and it was over with. So I'm going to let you know right now, we heard from Megan. She said that he pew-pewed himself. We all know what that means, erky-derky, and that very much so fits in what he was trying to say out loud, and he understands he says, things would have got better, but Kato, oh, shit, really just kind of sucked right then. Like, I felt, who is this to you? I gotta know who it is. He said that he couldn't he's like, I couldn't understand it, but I felt lost for a while before that ended up happening. I just felt like a piece of me kind of never recovered. It's like experiencing, something that, maybe a heartbreak or a physical experience, and then you're just a little emptier after that. So I'm like, oh no, who is this to you? What's going on here? So this could have been a whole year between incident and whatever ended up happening. And I'm definitely not validating anybody's reason for doing anything. I'm just trying to add words how he tells me the words. Hello, Brandy. How are you? So, Megan, you're probably getting filtered, but you can respond to one of the moderators. I believe Sally Skellington is a moderator. Here, Bales 23, you're on here all the time. Dupe. Manage guests and more. Pin customized perks. Confirm. Alright, Bales, full access, moderator. Alright, and you can respond to Sally Skellington, you can respond to Bales, and hopefully it won't give you too much. Can you put her voice on? That would help to request her to join. Megan, add an emoji to your comments so Kato can see you. It may help, but I don't know if it would pick up super hard in the recording. Hello. Hi, I see you. She said, honey. Boom. Hello. It's your honey? That's what you mean? It's your honey bunny? Yep. Just seems like a hole he didn't dig himself out of. He's like, I just felt so broken and nobody deserved that. And I'm sorry to whoever found me. I think that was the worst part, he said to me. And to me, he looks very clean shaven with a little bit of a pointier nose. But that's just what he looks like up there. He seems very like, maybe a little bit of stubble, but for the most part, cleanest shaven with a little bit of a pointy nose. That's just how he found. Did you just say you found him? Yes, I found him. And as soon as you said he was your honey, he's like, I want to apologize to whoever found me. And it was you. And he said that you did not deserve that. He goes, if I woulda, shoulda, woulda, coulda, if I known what I know now, Kato, I could have been bigger than that. My energy could have been bigger than that. He seems very grandiose and then sinks back into a cycle. Grandiose, sinks back into a cycle. So it feels like depression. And with a hard life, who knows what gets caught up in those cycles? Seems like more than that, honestly, but he just wants you to know you didn't deserve that. And he takes responsibility for it. He goes, please don't remember that part. And it wasn't you, he said. Exactly as he is. Beautiful. Love it when they communicate so, like, show me what you look like. Show me every little detail, every little word that you could say. Show me and I'll tell them. That's how I feel. He sounds shy, quiet. He sounds very like, you can look at him and you know he's got emotional depth and like took care of everybody. If he had any siblings, they were young, they were either older and mean to him or younger and he took care of them. You know, it's just like the vibe he gives. Love that. He's absolutely at peace. He takes responsibility. Everybody else, everybody's over there. If you feel like you have not been able to gain communication since he's gone, okay? Yep. If you feel frustrated that you haven't been able to get communication, it's because every time you try to think about him, all you think about is the moment you found him. And that's traumatizing. That blocks free-spirited communication. So he has to come through, take responsibility for that, so the veil can be thinner between you two, okay? Love on both sides still forever. For real, Chelsea. For real. Love ya.